Hello and welcome to our channel. Are you learning English? Great! Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
It was a cold evening in London. The wind blew softly and the sky was turning dark. In a small laboratory, a young scientist named Leo was working late. He was tall, with messy hair and glasses that always slipped down his nose. His lab was full of machines, blinking lights, and strange metal tools. Leo loved science, especially physics and time travel. He had spent 5 years building something special, a time machine. "I just need to test this one last wire," he said to himself. His voice echoed in the quiet room. Suddenly, the lights flickered. The machine made a strange sound, like a deep hum mixed with a whisper. Leo looked surprised. "That's not normal," he whispered. Then, the center of the machine began to glow, blue and silver lights spinning in a circle. Then boom, a man fell out of the light. He hit the floor with a loud thud. Leo jumped back. "Who are you?" he asked. The man looked confused. He wore a strange black suit, and his face was covered in dust. He slowly stood up and looked around. "This is not my time," the man said. Leo stared. "Wait, are you from the future?" The man nodded. "Yes, I am from the year 3095. Leo couldn't believe it. "But how did you get here?" The man touched a device on his wrist. "Your machine created a portal. It connected with mine." Leo was amazed. "This is incredible. What is your name?" "My name is Eric. I am a time protector." Leo frowned. "Time protector?" Eric nodded. "In the future, we protect the timeline. Someone is trying to change history, and your time machine might help them." Leo looked shocked. "Change history? But why?" Eric paused. "To control the future. To stop people from ever being free." Leo felt a chill. "That's terrible." Suddenly, they heard a loud noise outside. Something crashed against the lab's door. "They found me," Eric said. "Who?" Leo asked. "The Changers," Eric replied. "They want to stop us." Leo ran to the machine. "Can we use this to escape?" Eric checked the controls. "Maybe, but it's risky. If we go to the wrong time, we could be lost forever." Leo took a deep breath. "Let's take the risk. We have to protect the future." Eric smiled. "You're brave, Leo." Suddenly, the door broke open. 3 shadowy figures stepped in. Their eyes glowed red. Eric shouted, "Now, Leo. Hit the switch." Leo grabbed the lever and pulled it down. The machine roared. Light flashed. Time twisted around them. And then they were gone. But where or when did they go? Leo opened his eyes. He was lying on soft grass under a bright, golden sky. The air smelled fresh. Birds he had never seen before flew overhead. Some had 2 wings, some had 4. Strange trees with glowing leaves stood tall around them. "Where are we?" Leo asked, standing up slowly. Eric looked around. He pressed a button on his wrist device. "This is strange. We are not in the future. We are not in the past, either." Leo raised an eyebrow. "Then where are we?" Eric's voice was serious. "I think we are in a pocket time zone." Leo blinked. "What's that?" "It's a small bubble outside of normal time. It's not part of history. It's like being in a dream between seconds." Leo looked around again. Everything felt real, the wind, the warmth, the sounds. "But how do we get out of here?" he asked. Eric shook his head. "I'm not sure. My device is not working correctly. The energy here is different." Suddenly, a voice spoke behind them. "You are not supposed to be here." They turned quickly. A woman stood near a glowing rock. She wore silver robes, and her hair moved as if floating in water. Her eyes were shining. Leo whispered, "Who are you?" "I am Mira," she said. "I watch the time between time." Eric stepped forward. "Mira, I've heard of you. You're one of the ancient keepers." She nodded. "Yes, but I do not help time travelers, especially when they bring danger with them." Leo frowned. "We didn't mean to. The Changers were chasing us." Mira looked into the sky. "They are looking for you still. If they reach this zone, it could break the timeline forever." Eric's face turned pale. "We have to leave. Can you help us?" Mira closed her eyes. "Maybe, but first, you must pass the test of time." Leo looked confused. "What test?" She smiled. "You must prove your heart is stronger than your fear." Suddenly, the ground beneath them cracked. Leo and Eric fell, falling through colors, lights, and sounds. Then silence. Leo stood up again. This time, he was in his childhood bedroom. He looked around. It was exactly like it used to be. The small desk, the toys, the old computer. "What's going on?" he whispered. His mother walked in, but she looked younger and happy. "Leo, dinner is ready," she said with a warm smile. Leo's eyes filled with tears. His mother had died 5 years ago. He wanted to stay. He wanted to hug her, but he remembered Mira's words. Prove your heart is stronger than your fear. Leo closed his eyes. This is not real. This is a test. When he opened his eyes, the room was gone. He was floating in darkness. Then Eric appeared beside him. You passed, Eric said, smiling. What about you? Leo asked. I saw my brother, Eric said. He died long ago. I had to let him go. Suddenly, Mira's voice echoed around them. You are both brave. You may leave. A door of light opened in front of them. Ready? Eric asked. Leo nodded. Let's finish what we started. They walked through the door, but what waited for them on the other side was not what they expected. Leo and Eric stepped through the glowing door. Suddenly, they were standing in a city of glass and metal. Tall towers touched the sky, and flying cars zoomed overhead. People wore clothes that changed color as they moved. Robots walked beside humans, talking and laughing. Leo looked around in awe. Is this the future? Eric nodded. Yes, this is the year 3095. My home. But something felt wrong. The sky was not blue. It was a dull, red-orange color, like smoke covered the sun. A loud voice spoke from a screen on one of the buildings. Obey. Work. Do not question. Leo frowned. That doesn't sound like freedom. Eric clenched his fists. It's not. The changers have already started their work. This isn't how it used to be. A group of people walked past them with empty eyes. No one smiled. No one talked. Leo whispered, this is a future controlled by fear. Eric turned to Leo. We're too late. They've already changed something in the past. We need to find out what. Just then, a robot flew toward them. It scanned their faces with a red light. Unregistered travelers detected, it said. Surrender or be deleted. Leo shouted, run. They ran into an alley. Eric pulled a small disc from his pocket and threw it on the ground. A wall of light appeared, blocking the robot. Leo was breathing hard. What now? Eric checked his wrist device. There's one person who might help us. She's a rebel. Her name is Zaya. Where do we find her? Leo asked. She lives underground, Eric said, in the old subway tunnels. They made their way through the city, avoiding patrols and cameras. They climbed down into a broken train station covered in vines and wires. The air smelled of rust and dust. At the end of a tunnel, a metal door stood closed. Eric knocked in a special pattern. The door opened slowly. A girl with bright green eyes and short hair looked at them. She held a glowing staff. You brought someone from the past? She asked Eric. Yes, Eric said. This is Leo. He built the time machine. Zaya looked at Leo with surprise. So you're the reason time is breaking. Leo looked down. I didn't mean to. Zaya softened. Then help us fix it. They entered a secret room full of old maps, wires, and screens. Zaya pointed to a red dot on a screen. This is the moment they changed. The day a great scientist died too early. If we can stop that, we might save the future. Leo asked, who was the scientist? Zaya looked him in the eye. Your granddaughter. Leo froze. I don't have a granddaughter. Not yet, she said. But you will. And she's the one who would have stopped the changers. Unless we stop them first. Leo's head spun. This mission was now personal. Leo stood in silence. His future granddaughter, the one he had never met, was the key to saving the world. We have to go back, he said firmly. We have to protect her. Zaya nodded. We'll guide you to the right moment. Eric adjusted his wrist device. One jump. No mistakes. They activated the machine. Light surrounded them again. In seconds, they arrived in the year 2067, the day of the attack. A young girl, about 12 years old, stood at the steps of a science academy. That's her, Leo whispered. Her name is Alina. Suddenly, a shadow moved in the distance. A drone sent by the changers. No, Leo shouted, running forward. The drone aimed its laser at Alina, but Leo jumped in front of her, pushing her down. The laser hit Leo's shoulder. He fell. Grandpa, Alina cried out. Somehow, she knew. Eric and Zaya arrived just in time. Eric destroyed the drone with a blast. Leo, weak but smiling, looked at Alina. You must finish what I started. Build better. Protect time. Alina nodded, tears in her eyes. Back in the future, the sky turned blue again. People laughed. The city shined with hope. Leo's sacrifice had saved the world, and the timeline was finally safe.